We're out and about at Oxegen 2011, and I'm standing here with a man who, well, you recognise it's Slash. Slash, great to see you, great to meet you, first of all. I've never really associated you with festivals, and you've obviously done a lot over the years. I mean, how do you find them in comparison to your own kind of club dates, stadium dates?
Well, I mean, I just love festivals. Festivals are great because there's this sort of communion between all the different bands and the crowd, and there's this whole sort of festive thing going on. And I always think that rock festivals are the bastion of sort of rock and roll spirit. So I dig them, and we do a lot actually. Back in the day, it was just sort of headlining stadiums and stuff, but lately I've been doing a lot of festivals, and it's a lot of fun.
You were touring last year with a band. I interviewed you and the vocalist. Have you still got the same band, or have you tweaked the lineup a little bit?
No, the lineup's exactly the same as last year, and I'm actually doing a record with these guys because they're so good, you know.
So you're doing another solo album, yeah?
Well, it's sort of a solo record, but Miles is going to be on the whole album, so we're sort of, we're doing it together, and the other guys as well. So I don't know whether to call it. It's a Slash record, yeah, but it's not sort of totally solo like the one I did before. It's more of a group now, you know.
Because people were kind of, is he going to do another Snake Pit record? Is he going to do, Velvet Revolver? Is he going to do another solo record? So you've stumped everyone. You're doing something ever so slightly different again.
Well, yeah. I mean, all things considered, I mean, I could call it Snake Pit if I wanted to, and it would be like the third incarnation of Snake Pit. But I think just calling it at this point, since I've been working with these guys under the sort of Slash moniker, we're going to do that.
The last album, you told me that you'd written with all the vocalists and guests in mind. That's correct. I'm not making that up in my own head.
Well, no, that's not right. I wrote the music, and as I would write the music, I would think for each piece of music, each song, who would sound good in my mind's eye or my mind's ear, of who would sound good on this particular piece of music, and that's what dictated the choice of singers.
Was there anyone that you worked with that particularly surprised you about how good they were, or how well they suited the music?
Well, I mean, everybody I knew was really good at whatever their particular niche was. But I mean, I was really surprised by Adam Levine, because he is just one flawless singer. And I was, not surprised, but I was really pleased at the way that everybody sort of came in and did their gig, and they were just totally professional and just in good spirits and just easy to get along with. It was really sort of a shot in the arm for me, because I've been dealing with the opposite side of the spectrum for so many years, so it was cool.
It must be fairly kind of, maybe gratifying isn't the word, but just pleasant. Just being a little bit more free to do what you want to do.
Well, I mean, it's I have a good time doing what I do, and I don't like any unnecessary hassles for hassle's sake, trying to keep up appearances and making people sort of, jump through hoops for you and doing all this stuff, just trying to be a general pain in the ass. So it's great to be working in a discovering that it actually can be a basic simple affair, just go out and play,
There is a wicked rumour going around tonight that Fergie, who was here the other night with Black Eyed Peas, is going to be performing with you. Is that true?
That sounds like a wicked rumour.
So it's not true?
I don't know. Where'd you hear it?
Oh, well, I have a very reliable source.
I guess I got to go talk to my people.
Okay, all right. You got a career in politics now.
Right. I could run news of the world, maybe.
Yeah, well, there you go. There's a bit of news. Can I ask you about Guns N' Roses? Like, does it astonish you the amount of name checks, about the amount, just the magnitude of the impact you had on music with one particular album? Well, with all the albums, but when you were in the band, ever since, like it's just there. You kind of almost feel that music wouldn't be quite the same if Guns N' Roses, the original lineup, hadn't existed. Does that kind of surprise you?
Wow, that's a heavy statement. I mean, I'm just really honored and flattered, I think is the best word for it. That we became, it was what it was. I mean, we didn't know going into it that it was going to be all that. At least for me personally, I had no inkling of that. And so to really come from a sort of place of almost innocence and naivety, and then go from there all of a sudden to becoming as big as the band got, and then to have this sort of legendary kind of thing going, it's something that you just go, wow, I don't necessarily know why that is, but you don't look a gift horse in the mouth,
Okay.
That was... Should have seen that coming.
I hope you know her, do you?
I've only met her once.
I'm sure this thing happens to you all the time. It doesn't happen to me anyway.
Anyhow, but it's very cool, and I don't analyze it too much. I just appreciate the fact that I was part of it while it was really cool. And having since moved on, just getting to still play those songs that I was involved in writing, and everybody just digging it. So, yeah, I'm sure it could be a little bit more complex, kind of analytical look into the whole thing, but I try not to.
Velvet Revolver, is that done now?
It's not done. We just haven't been able to find a singer that's right for the band. I mean, we've tried out tons of great singers, but trying to find that one that feels right. I don't want to make any rash decisions and get somebody that we don't necessarily know if it's the right fit. That's sort of how, I mean, all things considered, Scott was great, but I remember when that went down, I didn't know Scott, and the other guys said, oh my God, he's a nightmare. And we did it because we were desperate, but it was good. We did some good material, but it was a fucked up affair for not just Scott, but everybody involved. At a certain point, it just became a huge mess. So at this point, we just want to be really careful and get the right person, and we don't have to rush it because everybody's got things that they can do, and so it'll happen when it's supposed to.
Well, we're looking forward to it. Pleasure to meet you. Thanks for talking to us, and best of luck later on.
Yeah, nice orange thing there.